Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Press Enterprise High School Football Video Podcast. I am Press Enterprise Sports Editor Tim Hare, and I'm joined once again by Assistant Editor Dan Reilly. Dan, how you doing?
Great. Week one of the playoffs is upon us, my friend.
It sure is. Let's get right to it.
Yeah.
We've got 6 games this week.
We do.
7 of our teams, 7 of the 9 that we cover have qualified for the postseason. So just dive right in.
Yeah.
Quick hitters on each of these games. First of all, Berwick, the 4 seed in District 2, Class 4A.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to host West Scranton, and you got a chance to talk to Frank, to Frank Sheptalk.
I did.
And look a little at West Scranton. What do you see from that matchup?
I see West Scranton is a power run team, so the Bulldogs are probably ready and probably happy that they get to see that after Williamsport, after Valley West.
I'm sure they're glad they don't have to chase Isaiah Hankins around the field this week.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference. So I expect Berwick to do well offensively. I could see the Bulldogs pulling this one off, and they're a higher seed here. So
Right, It helps that it's at Crispin.
Yep.
Now, the only thing that gives me pause is, and I don't know how well West Scranton runs the power running game, but I remember going into week 3 and feeling like Berwick just schematically matched up well with Wyoming area because they had a big fullback. They like to run the ball, and we know what happened there. Wyoming area put up 34.
Yeah, it was a big game.
But obviously Wyoming area, as the season played out, you kind of saw that they were for real.
Yeah, absolutely. So to Berwick's credit, they've their losses. They're playing some of the best teams in the state in Williamsport, Valley West. So that experience from those games is certainly going to help them heading into the postseason. Although they were losses, that playing quality teams like that is only going to benefit you.
Sure. How confident are you that Berwick pulls it off?
Very confident. I'd say
70%, 80%?
Yeah, even 85%. We'll get crazy here.
86? Will you give me 86%?
Sure. Whatever you want.
All right.
Yep.
I also think Berwick wins that one. I don't know how much farther they go on into districts. They're kind of in a rough spot being a 4 seed.
Yeah.
If they win this week, most likely they're going to have to play 2 more road games to even win the district.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tough road.
See how it plays out.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
The next game we have, Southern Columbia finished another undefeated regular season.
Yeah.
They get a Towanda team that I saw the one time in week 3 in a 48-0 loss to Central, who Southern beat 49-6.
Handily, right.
Does Towanda have a chance?
No.
No chance?
No.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
Absolutely not.
Because, there's got to be a scenario where Towanda can make it a game. What has to happen for Towanda? They're a very run-first team. They have the Kistner kid has run for 1,300 yards. Their defense has gotten better in the second half of the season. What has to happen for this to even be a game at halftime?
It sounds like they need to finish drives, sustain those drives, finish those drives with points. You basically have to play perfect football against Southern to you can't turn the ball over.
Obviously.
You have to create turnovers, which is not easy to do against Southern.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
No, it's like boxing Mike Tyson in his prime. You weren't going to stand flat-footed in the middle of the ring and just exchange punches.
Yeah.
No one in District 4 is going to want to match Southern touchdown for touchdown. That is the best offense in District 4.
And that's it seems like that is the only way you are going to beat them.
The only scenario I see Towanda winning this game, force some turnovers. Southern's been pretty good about taking care of the ball, but maybe you can force some turnovers, get lucky there.
Yeah.
Shorten the game.
Yep.
Southern has been at times susceptible in that front end against stopping the run. Maybe Kistner can, 5 yards on first down is a win.
Yeah, and
second and manageable. Move the sticks.
They cannot hurt themselves either.
Exactly.
The penalties, they can't do that stuff.
You need 14 play drives, 12 play drives that, like you said, end in 6.
Yeah, you've got to get some kind of points on the scoreboard
and
after
just
those drives.
keep that defense, that Southern defense on the field, and keep that offense off the field.
Yeah, good luck.
That is the only way.
Good luck.
It is a very narrow margin of error that Towanda has, and I don't see it happening.
No disrespect to Towanda at all.
Absolutely.
That's just the way Southern is built and bred.
Any team that would have gotten that 8 spot, whether it was Central, whether it was Towanda, if Warrior Run hit, whoever would have had to play Southern. It's
unfair.
It is unfair.
It's just unfair.
When a team win a state title, go 16-0, graduate 25 seniors,
Everyone, yeah.
and be better on offense
than they were the year that they won their state title.
They're averaging like 3 or 4 more points a game and about 50 more total yards a game. They're almost at 500 yards a game.
It's
unfair.
Disgusting.
It is disgusting. So final score, let's hear it. Southern
oh boy, 60-6 Tigers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I think Southern.
I think they score a lot tomorrow night.
I see it more as like a thing where Southern's up like 42-0 at the half or something like that. Pulls the starters. Mm-hmm. Maybe they score a cheapie or They could put 56. I'm going to say something like 56-6. I forget what I said in the paper, but it's something in that ballpark.
It'll be interesting.
All right, the game you get. Danville has to travel to Loyalsock in the 3A playoffs.
Yes.
It's an intriguing matchup.
It is.
Who do you like in this one?
I like Sox strictly because they have proved this season that they can hang with the best of them. I mean, they beat Montoursville last week. Danville lost to Montoursville. Granted, Danville's at full strength now. It's going to be tough to knock off Sauk with the momentum that they're riding heading into this week.
I think Sauk wins the whole thing in District 4.
Absolutely. I mean,
and I'll tell you why. They have great skill players, and I think maybe the best skill player in the field in Marcus Williams.
Yeah.
Who, Sauk kind of has made a shift from being a team that gives it to Cole Kavanaugh 20 times a game and maybe throws with Connor Watkins, 9 or 10 or 12 times.
Yeah.
They've opened it up a little bit, get the ball to Williams, give it to Kavanaugh. You have Hunter Webb. Watkins can run. He's only a sophomore, but he's very talented, both throwing and with his legs.
Yeah.
I just think they have too many weapons.
That really concerns Jim Kaiser, too. Watkins, especially his ability to run the ball. And what Danville does so well is they bring pressure on defense, especially up front. And he said, leading into this preview, they just can't send that pressure because when you do, if you overplay Watkins,
he's very skilled at breaking contain.
Yeah, so it's going to be a mix of it'll be interesting to see what Danville does to bring pressure when they bring pressure, how many guys they bring. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
That's another one where the same game plan that Towanda wants to follow against Southern, where Danville's going to want to keep that defense on the field, sustain drives. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Loyalsock coming off a win over Montoursville in the battle for the bridge, tough to beat.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see Sauk and Montoursville meeting again next week for the district title.
That would be a fun one.
Now, I think what's going to be our best matchup. And some people have disagreed with me in the office, but Mount Carmel and South Williamsport. South's 9-1, mm-hmm. But the one loss was to Danville, who Mount Carmel beat, and that's not always the best way to gauge these things. But I feel like Mount Carmel has a couple things going in their favor. They run a very unique offense. Not a lot of people run the single wing, and it's something that a lot like when teams in the past had to play Line Mountain when they run that belly option. It takes you a quarter to kind of remember like what you're doing. It's assignment football, and it can in game it can take some time to get used to defending it.
They got off to a rough start. Mount Carmel did
the season.
Yeah, to the season. And when I saw them against Danville, I thought to myself, man, this is a team. Had they not gotten off to the start that they did, that could easily be the top seed in the district.
Not with Southern.
No, with Southern. Come on. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the wrong division. Well, either way, they're right up there. They that offense is, like you said, very, very tough to pick up who's going to get the ball and who has it, and
they have the weapons to kind of surround John Ayers with.
Right.
Where. Ayers can run 25 times. They can give it to Tanny, who, he's a little guy who kind of gets lost behind that line. They can get it downfield to Tanny.
Yep.
And then they kind of soften you up, run. Then they have a tight end in West Shurock who, it seems like, Chris Carter syndrome. All he does is catch touchdowns. He's got like 16 catches and 6 touchdowns or something like that.
I actually agree with you here. I think Mount Carmel makes this a game. I think they could actually win this.
I know when I was doing my predictions, I picked South. Mm-hmm. And now, South isn't, obviously they're a Heartland team, but they play a lot of, when they do get out of the Heartland, they play some of those Northern tiers. I don't think the Northern tier is as strong this year You have Wellsboro as a 2 seed. I'm not necessarily sold on them. You have North Penn. I'm not necessarily sold on them.
This seems to happen every year.
The northern tier is very much a mystery.
Yeah.
Because they all just play each other.
Yeah.
And it's hard to gauge when you get out of.
And by the time they get here, it's like, hey, I thought you were a 2 seed.
And then some years you get like when Danville had to play Troy in the district final.
Yeah.
And Troy was legit.
They were.
You just don't know.
You really do not. So it depends. Yeah. I just don't know how good Wellsboro is. So.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Just looking at the field, I mean, it just looks like it's set up for Southern to just walk to the district title.
Yeah, certainly feels that way, doesn't it?
It does. And then you look at how the East is set up. I think we could be talking about Southern and Hershey again.
Yeah.
All right, real quick here, we have Northwest playing in the District 2 Class A final.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a 6-game winning streak and claim that number 1 seed. They get a rematch with Lackawanna Trail, who beat them back in week 4, I believe.
Okay.
Can Northwest change the outcome?
Yeah. They've been playing well since that, which game
I want to say it was the loss to Trail.
Yeah. I think it was the loss to Trail here. So.
Yeah, that's their last loss. 35-19.
Yeah, I'm sure that, it struck a chord with them. Yeah, I have no reason to believe that Northwest can't win this game. I mean, I know that Trail won the first one.
Yeah.
But I think Northwest has really done a great job this second half of the season to win out ever since that Lackawanna Trail loss. So
all right, hit me with a prediction. Northwest Trail.
Oh, boy, we'll go 21-17 Northwest.
You like the Rangers to win the
Yeah, I like the Rangers.
See, I'm sticking with Trail.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Northwest, I feel like they've, of all the teams we cover, improved the most from week 1. I could see it being a 1-touchdown game in the fourth quarter, but I'm going to stick with Trail.
Okay.
That's not to say Northwest can't win.
Sure.
Because they're playing really well with Jake Anderson just running wild the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Who's also the cover of the playbook this week, Jake Anderson.
Last playbook of the year.
Last playbook of the year.
Yep.
Thank God. They are tough to put out, especially when the soccer playoffs start. It's a lot on the plate.
With a small staff.
Small staff.
Yeah.
All right, last game we're going to talk about, Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Bloomsburg. They beat Central and get into the playoffs. They play a Warrior Run team that they beat back in week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Panthers beat them again?
Yeah.
Do the Panthers beat them again?
Yes, I think they do.
Why?
I saw Warrior Run last week. They lost to Danville. I don't know. I just I feel like Bloom is still playing for each other, as I had said a few weeks ago. I think I don't know. I just get the feeling that the Panthers are a team that had played through some adversity, and this is the last time for them.
See, now I also like Bloomsburg to win,
Mm-hmm.
and here's why. Warrior Run just does not run the ball well at all.
Yeah.
And they have athletes on the outside, but I just don't think they throw it well enough to overcome the lack of a running game.
Yeah, I agree
Bloom's
with you.
defense is playing pretty well.
Yep.
They did a pretty good job shutting down Central. And I think it's going to play out similar to last time. It's going to be a game in the fourth quarter. I just think Bloom, even though they're undersized, has a little bit of an advantage up front.
Yeah, a little more athleticism on the team, so I'll go Panthers here, but it'll probably be close.
Anything else you'd like to add? End of the regular season. Any team you'd like to talk about? Any favorite tailgate food?
Ooh, I gotta go Halpster's Jambalaya.
Yeah, the jambalaya was a winner.
That could very well be my favorite.
Yeah, he loaded that up with shrimp,
Sausage, chicken.
just spicy enough.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Good stuff. The porchetta might be a close second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some good food for the tailgate this year.
Yeah, we did.
I'm hungry now.
I'm a little hungry too.
Yeah.
Want to get Chinese?
Sure.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's podcast. But if you liked what you heard, please check out pressenterpriseonline.com. You can follow our tweets from games. You can see our live scoreboard. We link to the playbook. Like we said this week, the final playbook, the cover story is Jake Anderson in Northwest. So please go there for all the content that we provide. That's going to do it for this week. So for Dan Reilly, I am Press Enterprise Sports Editor Tim Hare, and we will see you next week.